on the corner of Orange Avenue and Church Street. There was a, I think the Valencia school is there. I think something with Valencia. Well, we had a National Bank there, and so our teacher read us this. We're in a war. We got to. They were rationing off things like butter. You have to go. You have to have stamps to go get the little white. And then they give you a tab of yellow to mix in with it, so you have butter, yellow butter. You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, they rationing because everything was very careful doing that because we have to win World War II because Hitler will slaughter us. We'll never be the same. So we, and like where they used to have girls' drawers, they couldn't put rubber in anymore to hold it up. They use a button because we had to take every bit of rubber we had for the military, and we just all hung in. We stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance, pray for the soldiers and the military and all, and we were well into it as kids. And like some kids today don't even want to stand up for the flag, but we wanted our country, even though we were segregated. We want our country, America. And we heard that Hitler was going to take over, and John F. Kennedy finally came up and said, hey, we had been doing the drills. You heard about the drills we had to do. Get up under the desk, hold your head down, put your head down, put your hands over your head, and all. And at night you have these searchlights going over. You can't turn on a light at night because what happens, if any slip will sink a ship. A slip of the lip will sink a ship. And so we got to hang on so we could win this war. And we were in constant fear that somebody would take over. And, we love our America, even though we segregated. You know what I mean? And we had my people in Georgia, they were going off to the war. Every time somebody go off to war, then we get letters and things. That was the thing. Because we can't go back to Georgia to visit our people but once a year in the summer when school is out. So we try to ration off. You have a stamp for to buy sugar, and you better try to use your stamps sparingly because if you run out, you won't get nothing. They got to have this rubber for the planes and everything that's necessary to get this war done, so we could stay and have freedom. And there's some freedom in segregation, but segregation was real high then. That's the first time when we were living on Washington Street. That's the first time that I told you I saw the Ku Klux Klan, but still it didn't register that, hey, I got to be that afraid of them. It was the adults that were afraid. So, hey, we didn't get new books. And I graduated from high school on used books. OHS, that was the white school. We could tell when they got new books. You know how? They boxed the old ones up and sent over, and we look in and see, whose book did you get today, Bill? This time. We made a game out of it. Let's see who book we got this day. Now, if I graduated from high school on second-hand books, no telling what I could have done if I had the first-class books. So the kids, some of them don't even bring their books home. But I still love the kids. I love working with young people. I work with them in my church. But getting back to going down to that bank, that was the only bank we had during that time. Right on that corner. My cousin, we call him Boo Boy. We walked from the project. The first housing project of blacks was Griffin Park. And when we moved into Griffin Park, we thought we were in heaven because we had real grass. I mean, right there, real grass, and not dirt. And it was beautiful. Nice, shiny bathrooms and everything. Everything was so beautiful. So we just grew up and experienced the World War II, being aware that we have a country we got to be proud of. We are proud of. And until somebody start talking a lot about it, we have segregation. But all in all, I think most black people still love the United States because freedom is worth fighting for. Oh, I didn't get back to tell you about the bank. It's very important about this bank. We had a shortcut, like we didn't follow the regular streets to go to the bank. We go through by Datsun Dairy, down by where it used to have a big old statue of a Elsie the cow there, and go on down, go through the railroad track and come on down to what's the name of the street? Orange Avenue and what did I tell you? Where Sunbank is now. Orange Avenue and Church Street. Come on, you got to keep up with me because I'm old. Look, Orange Avenue and Church Street. We come through there by the cut up to come up to Church Street. Because you get there, and then when you get there, you take a right and go to the bank. Because you had Crest right here on the corner and go right around the corner. And would you believe we tried to keep our little stamps, little stamp book, like you every time, whatever you, how many stamps you could buy, you stamp it in your book, keep it, you get a wall bond, in so many years it'll multiply, because this money is helping the war. So we took pride in saving our stamps. I should have kept my book. I needed the money one day after I got grown. But I kept it that long. I should have kept it to the day, because that would have been worth something. The stamps we saved to help the military. So I was going up to get some more. We usually get it from the school. See, every Monday, then you could buy stamps to stamp in your book. Get it filled, save it. That's $18, and that multiplied. And as the years go by, just like bonds, we call it war bonds. So we walked and come up to Church Street and got ready to go around the corner. And Boo Boy, his name is Allison. He was always go with me. He don't mind going with me when I go somewhere, because I love to walk. And I walk, and guess who? When I hit the corner, guess who was sitting in front of the bank in his, these convertibles like Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You know that thing he had in his mouth that you put the cigarette in him? And he was smoking it right in front. And I knew who he was because of you. I see the pictures, And when I looked around and saw that, and I jumped back, I said, "Boo Boy, come here, come here." He said, "What's the matter?" He thought something was wrong. I said, "Franklin Delano Roosevelt is sitting around there in his carriage car, He was sitting there, and I got to go to the Orlando Sentinel and look up. They got to have that back. I got to look up and see what grade I was in there. And see, but I saw the President of the United States parked right there in front of, waiting on somebody to go in the bank for him. The guy that was driving, he had on, I remember, long tail, well, whatever. I saw the President of the United States, my first time seeing President of the United States. If I could mark that day, it got to be somewhere written where he was in Orlando, Florida. But that was a great day for me. And so we stood there on the corner, with our mouths open. I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna say? And the guard standing there, and the guard standing there, and everything? Who you think going around in here? Not me. But that was amazing. I saw it the first time I seen the President of the United States in person.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Really?
It sure was. And so Boo said, "Say hey to him." I said, "Oh, I'm not getting shot." That was wonderful. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt. We didn't have cameras in
Sure.
in cell phones. Now I could have taken a picture. We didn't have nothing like that. We very seldom took pictures. But that was so amazing.
You're definitely a part of history, and the amazing thing is, you grew up in such interesting times. Let me ask you, as you aged and became an adult and stuff, how did the civil rights movement take effect in your life with Martin Luther King and things like this?
Well, during the time, most of the time, I was during this time when the Civil Rights Act and all that was doing. I had moved to Hartford, Connecticut during that time, but I'd come back every summer and all. Like one summer I came back. I flew back, and waiting on a cab to bring me from the airport, and this cab, I said, "Oh, I got to get my things right," and all, and when I come back, another white lady had got in the cab. I said, "Hey, I thought you were waiting on me, you bastard," and I thought I wasn't a cursing person, but I really wanted to throw a brick, and then I said, because after I got home, I said, just because I lived in Harvard don't mean I have to come here and act, because see, I had no problems in Harvard. But when I got to my mother's house, I said, I got the number of that cab, and I'm calling down there. My mother said, I got to live here. See, you got to think of others before you make a move. I said, I got his number, I'm calling. I said, I had him, and all I had to do was get my thing. And this white lady got in the cab, and he sped off. I guess he thought I wasn't going to give him a tip. That's what my cousin told. He figured you weren't going to give him a tip anyway. I said, yeah, but I had the cab there. So, like my mother said, think before you speak, because somebody else has to live here. And when you're gone, I'll still be here. So the civil rights, but we were a part. My middle daughter, I lost her 4.5 years ago. I run a program now called Sunshine Gangs. It's a sports ministry, and I teach. But what it is, my middle daughter was there in Hartford, and she was one of the teenagers during that time that gained so many thousands of signatures, she and her friends, so that Martin Luther King name could be as a holiday. So a lot of them came from Hartford, Connecticut. So we really, NAACP and things like that, we pushed from Hartford side. But when I come here, I always get with my friends whatever they have to do and join whatever they have in Orlando. So whenever I'm in Orlando, I'm like at home. And when I'm in Hartford, Connecticut, I'm like at home. So I do the same thing. I'm in activities just as many in Hartford as I am here. Because once a month I go there to help run the Sunshine Games program. So I think I'm with King on the nonviolent. Because even though Jesus was radical too, but I mean we are in the nonviolent act. And we stay in the Word, everything will work out all right.